supposed to have manipulated DNA in primates long before humans were created. So there must have been a series of experiments like Neanderthal before Cro-Magnon. And Neanderthal is gone. So who knows what's on the agenda for humans? Centuries of genetic manipulation by other intelligences was reinforced for me in 1999 by a retired Defense Intelligence Agency analyst. He said those alien presences have based themselves underground in various parts of this Earth, and at least one type has been terraforming this planet and genetically manipulating Earth life for some 270 million years. And he said they made the dinosaurs, that it was an 85 million year laboratory experiment, that this planet Earth is considered a laboratory. The DIA analyst was especially interested in the resurrection technology described by abductees Linda Porter. He knew all about the cloning technology from his DIA work, and he described how concerned he and his superiors were about human body containers camouflaging the conflicts of an alien presence through the often chaotic evolution of Homo sapien to Homo sapien sapien. Who are we really? Does someone else own or battle to keep ownership of Earth? Are humans unwitting pawns in a multi-level chess game? If we are, is there an alien ally, a Prometheus or Enki trying to help us advance more rapidly in order to better survive, as Sergeant CJ said? Is there truly some kind of alien threat from beyond the alien presence underground on Earth in our solar system? Like, what happens if Osiris or Zeus or Jehovah or Nabu return? Our planet is now in the midst of its 6th mass extinction of plants and animals because of humanity's spread around the planet, destroying and paving over so much ground that once sustained abundant Earth life. We are currently experiencing the worst period of die-offs since the loss of the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. Scientists estimate we're now losing animals, plants, and insects at 1,000 to 10,000 times the rate prior to the 20th century, with dozens of species going extinct every day. That means by the end of this 21st century, as many as 30 to 50% of all Earth species could be gone. Perhaps the non-human intelligences which watch this planet can see humanity's own future hanging in a balance, but will not allow humans to destroy the Earth laboratory. Perhaps that is why the aliens increased their interference at nuclear missile sites and human abductions, despite aggressive government efforts to keep everything about the alien presence a big secret. One fact is certain. No matter who made humans or why, life on Earth is not guaranteed. But if the chokehold on the truth were released and the entire human family could know everything the governments and the militaries are hiding about an alien presence on this planet that still manipulates DNA and harvests Earth life, perhaps human tribal warfare would slow down in the alien concocted Garden of Eden, where a reptile was the teacher. In November 1984, I was a speaker at the University of Nebraska with astronomer and QFOS founder J. Allen Hynek, PhD. I presented about animal mutilations, and Dr. Hynek talked about UFOs, and afterwards he said to me, "Linda, let's let our hair down with each other." And I thought, wow, I'm going to learn what Hynek really knows about UFOs and ETs. And we went to a quiet room away from the conference buzz, and to my surprise, he began with these words: "The most important book I have ever read, and hope that you will read too, is Theosophy by Rudolf Steiner." And in that book, first written in 1922, Steiner summed up his understanding about the relationship between the human mind, body, and soul, and that the soul is the animating force of all matter bodies. Neither Hynek nor I knew that he would pass into another dimension only a year and a half later from a brain tumor. And I would not learn from abductees about the ET soul transfer technology for 7 more years until 1991, when abductee Linda Porter illustrated seeing the human soul life force radiating that gold-orange light as it moved from the dying man's body into another body cloned by a praying mantis and a gray ebon type. But one realization has become very true for me. There is a secret war on Earth, past, present, and probably future. One group of other intelligences want to see humans evolve into oneness with the divine field responsible for all matter worlds. Another intelligence wants to stunt human evolution so it can continue to harvest us genetically for its own self-serving purposes. This is the confusion of contradictory literature and conflicting religions throughout human history. Religious inspirations have been used to homogenize various human groups to make them more controllable by the competing intelligences, but those have often been ET manipulations, not honest guidance from the divine field. Maybe like political factions, the dark party and the light party are competing over legislation to legalize the production of cloned android life outside the force of creation's recycling program of a finite number of souls. Maybe some souls are captured and put into clone bodies, which is fouling up the divine field's process. Other clones might never receive souls. That political issue about cloning for galactic trade or alien wars might explain why dramas of resurrected saviors from Osiris in Egypt to Christ in ancient Palestine have appeared to humanity. Osiris and Christ were beings with human bodies and mysterious divinity who empathized and emphasized that death in the body does not end life for the soul and spirit. That concept underlies the Egyptian obsession with mummies and sacred rites to protect the soul at the moment of death from competing forces. If there is a finite number of souls, as the government whistleblower told me once, and that they are under a strictly regulated God force recycling program, then clone bodies and androids might end up outside, excluded from that recycling process. The full scope of this complex, multi-layered chess game for souls, spirits, and bodies of humans, extraterrestrials, angels, and time travelers might be beyond human ability to understand. One scientist in New England, who has also been abducted by gray beings who repaired his diseased heart, told me that he was shown holograms that depicted a series of universes in pairs, mirrored images, each the opposite of the other, from the subatomic to the macro. He said, quote, "Our universe is paired to another universe which is completely opposite of this one. There, the skies are glowing white with dark suns. Colors are indescribable and iridescent. Time flows to the past like a conveyor belt. At the moment of death, in our universe, we move through a tunnel to change charge in order for the soul to move into the mirror universe where it is all light. There, time moves to the past, and souls return back here in this universe in a route that he said was drawn for him by the aliens as our infinity symbol. Perhaps the unique isolation each human feels and the peculiar melancholy a dark sky filled with stars can evoke has something to do with knowledge that is buried in our genes and our souls, a sensing of ancient intimacies with other beings and other worlds. Now, in this time of revolution, when the whole world will know we are not alone in this universe, our greatest challenge as a species will be to stand up unafraid before the old gods and watchers. Ultimately, I am convinced there is a common bond among all life forms ebbing and flowing on spirals of different frequencies supported by a singular force, an invisible matrix of energy from which everything emerges and to which everything returns.